Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Broadway Jets YouTube channel. You'll know me from Twitter as NYJ Mike. I'm joined as always by the master of receipts, NYJ Matt. And Matt, we have a ridiculous tier list lined up. We're going to tier rank every single Jets draft pick since 2015, the last 10 years. Very exciting. We want to congratulate the Knicks fans out there for making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's a nice way to start off the week. My voice sounds insane, which is great for podcasting. I was yelling and screaming all week and at the Mets game last night, Knicks game the other nights. Very, very fun. Clearly not a great Knicks fan if I was at the Met game last night, not watching the game. But Matt, look at this beautiful tier that we have. Nobody better than us. What a nice way to spend a Saturday. We're listing 75 Jet players.
Yeah, spent my Saturday morning taking screenshots of 74 different Jets players over the past decade. This is going to be a long one, so feel free to save it for later. Come back as you please. We're going to go through all the picks. We're going to also give stories when we thought a player was going to be great, when we didn't like the pick and it turned out well, which didn't happen a lot. But we're going to dive into it. If you are here, don't forget to subscribe. We have not made a video in a couple weeks, probably since the draft occurred. We're going to try to get better. We say that probably once a video. But hey, if you like an hour plus long video of tier ranking a decade worth of draft picks, go ahead, hit subscribe, comment below who you thought was going to be a great player and didn't pan out. So Mike, there's going to be a couple pictures here that we're going to forget who they are. Like Deion Simon.
Dude. I don't know if Deion Simon walked into my apartment right now, I'd have no idea who he was.
Well,
this is funny. Tough, dude.
One of my buddies last night went to MetLife. I think Shakira had a concert.
He said it was a Shakira Pitbull concert.
He had a front row seat because I guess he knows somebody. And he had his wife text me, I just ran into John Simpson. And I was like banged up last night. I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? And then she texted me. He was like, I don't know why John told me to say that. I have no idea who that is.
Is he lying?
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable lie. What a ridiculous lie.
The other thing, we don't have 2025 here, right? Don't have 2025. And our categories are elite, good player, pretty average, late round starter. Not sure yet. A lot of 2024 guys might fall into there. Thought he would be better. Fringe roster guy, where second, third round picks go to die. Ja'Kai Polite, and then all-time bust. So we have a lot of categories. We can amend them as we go, move guys up and down, change category names, but we're going to dive into it.
Yeah, man, it's going to be, we were talking before the show. We're like, do we have enough like good categories? But there's really not a lot of good. And then, we're like, are there going to be enough guys in like the late round starter category? But that's kind of why our franchise has failed for the last 10 years. So we're going to see. It's going to be very interesting. There's so many ridiculous guys.
Yeah. Let's go.
How do we start?
I think we just dive right in. We got Braylon Allen. I think we all agree. Probably not sure yet, but we like him.
Right.
Perfect for that category.
Right. That he's the poster boy of not sure yet, but we like him.
When the Tennessee game happened and you were there in 2024, right? I thought we would have the greatest duo ever. Like it was one of those things. And throughout the year, the whole offense was bizarre. So you can't rate him on 1 year. Put him in a new system, use him more on short down yardages, but no qualms here with putting Braylon Allen in the not sure yet.
He could be Derrick Henry. He could be, we have no idea. So
got it. Now, Ja'Kai Polite tier is going to be huge because
tier is hilarious.
These are players that never played for the New York Jets. So Jordan Travis, horrific how his career ended. I always thought it was fascinating that his camp came out and was like the Jets rushed him back and now he's retired.
Rushed him back to do what? He didn't do anything. What does that mean? I was so confused when they said that.
Yeah, so Ja'Kai Polite tier, we're going to see a lot of names there, including, we'll bring him up there now. He should be the poster boy. I took a photo of Ja'Kai Polite of him. I think this was the Atlanta preseason game where Avery famously got hurt. And it's Ja'Kai Polite just sitting on the bench, probably thinking, oh, I'm about to get cut as a third-round pick.
Yeah, unbelievable. And the sad part is we're going to have to put another guy who could be in the Ja'Kai Polite category in a different category, Mr. Hackenberg, which we'll get to.
Where is the Ja'Kai Polite?
I don't see him. This is fucking insane.
It's him sitting on the bench alone.
It's what is he? Adam Gase? Remember Gase used to just not talk to anybody on the bench?
Yeah.
I don't see him.
Dude.
Oh no. Jakai.
I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
This is unbelievable.
Did like the tier maker cap me on like what draft? He was in the Darnold draft. And he's not here. Oh, I found him. Boom. Right there. Right there.
That's fucking all time. Having a category of just Jakai Polite in capital letters is unbelievable.
Next up, we have Quantes Stiggers. I think he's a fringe roster guy, probably. I don't think we even like him yet because we've seen
he tweeted something once. What is he's like? I'm going to be a starter, and then the Jets signed Brandon Stevens. So I don't know. I don't know about that. And then they drafted another quarter.
Yeah.
So we'll see. They're really infusing confidence into young Mr. Stiggers. What do we got? Who's that? Corley?
We got Corley. You could either put him in thought he would be better. It's very early. Or you could put him in where second and third round picks go to die.
Listen, well, is it going to be where second and third round wide receivers go to die?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, so then we should put him in there. But I will say there's no reason Corley can't just have he should actually be in the not sure yet, but we like him, but this is more funny. So
and we talked before that we did the pod. Third round pick, but also the third pick in the second round.
Dude, the second pick. Yeah, don't fucking have 3 catches your rookie year. Like, then you won't be tiered in this ridiculous category.
Yep. All right. Olu Fashanu. We could go. We don't know.
I mean, we don't know yet, but I think he's good.
I think he's good too.
Put him in good.
Fuck it. It's our list. We can do what we want. We're gonna have a ton of people when we tweet out the graphic. How could you put him in good yet? Brock Bowers. You can't do that.
Brock Bowers. Dude, he actually looked good last year. Like remember you put that video up of him just like walling some dude off.
Yeah.
Maybe it was I don't know what game that was. It's hard to remember offensive lineman highlights, but dude, how are we going to recognize all these guys?
Well, we got Jalen Key right here. Major Key going in the Jakai play tier.
I don't even. Did he ever play?
No. He got cut before the year.
Fuck, dude.
Mr.
He a 7th round pick?
Yeah, he was Mr. Irrelevant. And Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh were like, "Oh, this is so cool. We've never had Mr. Irrelevant yet." And you've been here for 5 years. You don't there's a 1 in 32 chance of getting the Mr. Irrelevant pick. You likely aren't going to have one. Yeah. And they're like, "This is awesome." And yeah, you fucking cut him.
Yeah. So stupid. And then they texted over. What was the Malachi Corley text? No matter what.
No matter what. Fucking assholes, dude. Jeremy Rucker, I think there's a clear tier for him. Thought he'd be better.
Yep.
You thought he'd be better.
Maybe, he still could be, but it's not trending that way, Matthew.
But gain 35 pounds, become a great blocker, and make yourself undeniable to be on the team. Do something. Don't. Yeah. And I'm going to always tell a story or two per player. I'll never forget Jeremy Rucker. I think he was inactive week 1 of his career. Week 2, he played against the Browns in Cleveland and had an 8-yard out route for a first down, dropped it, and then was inactive for 3 more games.
It would have been his first career catch. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Matt Rucker, 264 receiving yards in 41 games with no touchdowns. Just need more, in an offense that's been starved for production.
Yep. Now I use a Clemens photo. Where do you want to put him?
I would put him in the same category. Thought he would be better.
Yeah, thought he'd be better.
He looks like a monstrous person. You always make the point. He just if you watch him on a particular play, it's insane.
He doesn't. I don't want to be rude. He doesn't look like a football player when he moves on the field. There is he just he runs funny. He's a bizarre guy, but you can't put him. You could probably argue fringe roster guy in the future, but he's done enough technically to put counting stats where he's not. You can't put him anywhere below that.
No, listen, 17-game starter. He had 4.5 sacks, but the eye test isn't good, and his parents spelled his name wrong. So,
yeah,
fuck is that? Is it a mistake?
I always think it could have been. Isaiah Davis, not sure yet, but we like him.
Yeah, I do. That's cool that we have 2 running backs on the current team in that tier.
We got a running back that we'll get to. When I was going through, I'm like, why the fuck did we take LaMichael Pirine? Or as
Lo-
Stephen A. Smith calls him, Lamical Perrin, which is an
Comical. Yeah.
he was like going through the Jets skill guys, trying to make a case for them being good, which I appreciate, a positive narrative. But out of nowhere, he calls out Lamical Perrin. Well, let's find Pirine. He was 2020, so we can find him in here.
Man.
He was wearing
There's Michael
22.
Carter. Is that Bless Austin? I liked Bless Austin. I haven't thought about these guys in so long. Holy shit. Dude, this is tough. Is that Perry Nickerson? Oh, dude, why do we draft these guys?
We'll go with
none of these guys good.
We'll go with Tittman. Do we want to go pretty average for Tittman or good
I want
player?
to put Tittman in good. I think he's like a
fucking
good
love
center,
that, Mike.
right?
I love that, Mike.
He's not pretty average. He's fucking sick.
Well, he is pretty average, but he can be great.
Like I think he's good. Like he's like you draft the guy in the second round, and he's a good starting center. It seems like, and he knows how to snap the ball now, which is nice. That always helps.
I think 29 is Jarek Bernard Converse.
JBC.
He's a fringe roster guy, Mike.
That's right. He had that one preseason game.
Look at us building these categories out, even before diving into it and feeling pretty good about where we're at.
I really like. We've done a few tier videos, tier list videos. Go check them out. They're pretty good. This is the best I felt about the categories going in.
Yeah,
that's
fair. And Will McDonald, I think you probably put on the high end of the good player tier.
It took the words, as Meatloaf once said, you took the words right out of my mouth. And I won't say the next line because it's a bit zesty.
Do you know the song I Would Do Anything for Love, famously by Meatloaf, is about pegging?
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he would do anything, but he won't do that.
But I won't do that. Is that really what it's about?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Right.
Somebody told me that on a bachelor party trip, and I just took it as a fact.
Garrett.
Bang.
Bang, bang.
Bang. How cool is that? How cool is that?
Wall. Elite, Matt. These are elite young Jets players. And you know what's great is if and when they are extended, these are just going to be, we haven't had like a true core nucleus of a team for a while, which is one of the most frustrating things about the last 10 years, where it's like, listen, you build out your team and like these guys are your guys, and you go to war for 7 years and hopefully you make the playoffs 4 times. And the Jets are going to do that the next 4 years. I did have a premonition, Matt, a real premonition, and it was specifically with Quinnen Williams. If you go on Football Reference and you look at the guy's stats, it says like there's like a regular season tab, and then there's a postseason tab if they've made the playoffs. Obviously, none of the current Jets really have that. I saw it, Matt, in a dream with Quinnen's name. I really did, and it said 2025. And I'm not quite sure how many games there were. Even if it was one game, it could have been. I think
it was 2 games, and he had a sack and a half.
I just love it. And Matt, you know what's great about that? We could have been looking at his stats after the second win. Going on to the conference finals. So, I just need to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, Mike, how the tier maker, when I upload all these photos, they kind of shuffle them around. I was waiting for like Breece Hall to be on deck, but no, I think we have Elijah McGuire on deck.
Wow, Eli. It's an interesting one. Yeah.
Fringe guy.
We always hated Elijah. Well, not hated. We didn't hate him. We were frustrated because we were big Darnold guys. And the Jets Elijah McGuire would poach some touchdowns in some games.
The Bills game, walk off against the Bills. Yeah.
Yep. And you're like, I'd rather Darnold throw that ball, But he had that touchdown against the Jaguars, the long 69-yard touchdown run, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. And we were talking about Quinnen before. Mike, do you want to throw him up in the elite tier while we're talking about him?
Absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. He might, there's a case he could be in the top of the elite. We could shuffle those around. Or maybe Sauce might have to be the most prestigious of the Jets.
At the end of it, we'll definitely move it around. Quinnen's a weird one too, because 2019, very quiet beginning to his career. And I think it was there's like a Dolphins Steelers game, like a 2-3 game stretch where he played really well. and it kind of bumped him going into 2020, 2021. Had an unbelievable 2022 year. He just got better as it went on, and you need a guy
Yes.
next to him because even last year, a lot of people were down on Quinnen in the counting stats. But when you have not another interior guy with you, you get double teamed a lot. So
Man, it's a thankless position, exactly like you're saying, and it's hard to when the defense has a down year overall. But man, 2022, 12 sacks. He was dominant, and
yeah.
in big spots, he destroyed he completely ruined the whole Packers game that year. I think he had 2 sacks, a blocked field goal. The Jets played that important game against the Jaguars. That was one of the worst games of all time. He immediate strip sack gave the Jets a good chance in that game. What a terrific Jet, and he doesn't cause any problems except when he brings his gun to the airport. But he didn't know, and I believe him. I really do.
Mike, where do you want to put Max Mitchell? Because I think there's 3 categories you can put him in. You can put him a late round starter. You can put him as like a fringe roster guy.
I mean, he's probably a fringe roster guy. Maybe did we think he was going to be better? I don't know. I kind of not
No,
really.
I didn't think
I
he
never
was
had
going to be
super high
great.
hopes.
I mean, he did his job. I don't think Max Mitchell's very good. He's better than like a Chuma Adoga, who we'll get to. He's
Right?
better
I
than
mean,
a yeah.
you can make an argument there can be a whole category just Carter Warren / Max Mitchell, but those are the one guy combined.
I wonder who we're gonna use for the late. Is there a late round starter that will like stand like Michael Carter? But I think
Right.
he's more like a good player.
I think it would be Michael Carter and Jordan Jenkins were the 2 guys that I
Maybe we remove pretty late round because I think Jordan Jenkins you could put pretty average, and you could put Michael Carter in a good player,
well
especially for where we drafted him.
I'm fine with that. I am fine with that because again, this is the issue with the Jets over the last 10 years. You just don't have enough guys in the 4th and 5th round that became starting players. Like, I guess you could put Michael Carter, the running back, also in that category, or thought he would be better.
I like Michael Carter for thought he would be better.
Right.
Michael Carter's a weird one, man, because you always tweeted it out in the 2021.
Yeah.
He never got tackled. He always made the first guy miss. And we were like, could you imagine we had a real O-line that could block? And then he gets to the second level and then makes that guy miss. Then you have the 12, 15-yard runs. It never transpired. And it was always fascinating, too. He was every position group has a captain. And he was the running back room captain, even with Breece Hall in 2022. And it always felt like he was a little bit petty about them drafting Breece Hall. Like that's how I felt. And even though he was the
You
leader of
called
that
it
group,
early, Matt. You were spot on, dude.
yeah.
And these guys have personalities and they're young dudes. That 2021 year feels like a fever dream. Like, what the hell was going on?
What's the first game you think of when you think of 2021?
Oh God, I don't even know. The one that just popped into my head was the Eagles game. Like just random ass games. They played the Falcons that year.
That's the game
Yeah,
that every time you say 2021, my brain just thinks of the Falcons game.
yeah.
I
They
had
played the
COVID at
Bucks.
9:30 in the morning. I had COVID, shaking in my bed, missing your birthday party in New York.
Yeah, Nania came to that. Michael Nania.
Nania.
That was very nice of him to come
While
to
we're
my-
talking about Nania, can we talk about Lachlan Edwards for a moment? Because Nania always tweeted out that he was like the greatest holder of all time. And I just always took it as a fact. But how the fuck did he measure that?
I feel like he was pretty average, right, as a punter. How long was he on the team?
Man,
I have
I
no
don't
idea.
know.
But I gotta look that up, Matt. Where's this fucking guy?
While
He
you're looking
changed
up,
his name.
can I put Zaire Barnes in the fringe roster guy category? Do you mind?
You have to, Matt.
Yeah,
You absolutely have to. Yeah, man. Listen, Lachlan Edwards was the Jets punter for 4 years. I don't remember him ever being like awful. I think that's a nice, fair, pretty average player.
I like it. I
Led
like
the
it.
league- Led the league in punts in 2019. Adam Gase special. Not even his career high. That's a gross stat.
Here's a sad one for me. I want to put, I mean, we know where we have to put him, but Cam Clark going in the Ja'Kai Polite category. We're not saying these guys
Yeah.
are all Ja'Kai Polite, but they didn't play a game. And when they took Cam Clark, 2020 was a weird draft where we'll get into guys like James Morgan. We talked about P.
Wow.
Ryan. You have a bunch of rounds where you're like, what are they doing? And then we're like, we need O-line help. And they take a guy from Charlotte who had one real big opponent and he dominated Clemson. Like I watched that 18-minute highlight video of all his clips from that Clemson game on loop, and who was the guy he played? I don't think it was like Clellan Farrell, or he played like it was
might time up, Matt.
It might time up because I think he was a 2019 draft pick. Whatever it was, I was all in on Cam Clark. The Cam Clark hive. I would be tweeting under every tweet at the end of 2020, like just put 2020. I was like, just put him in at guard. Like, why not? Put him in a guard in week 15, 16, 17. Find out what happens. He was never. I think he was active the final game of the year as a backup. Never played.
And he hurt. He hurt his back,
neck.
His neck. That's not a good injury, Matt, for football.
He ended up becoming I think the Jets hired him as like a, I don't think it's a back office guy, but they hired him for something, which was very cool.
I like that. Woody Johnson, man, just runs a classy organization. Sorry, that's my fucking owner, right there. Who the hell is that? Number 41. Is that
That might be Jason Pinnock.
Oh,
he was pretty average.
Yeah, I mean, in his NFL, yeah. Listen, we got to give him, the whole career.
Do we though? Like he was even on the Jets. Like we liked him, and we were like, we don't want to get rid of him. And I think it was Joe Douglas was on record saying they thought they would just get him back when they like waived him briefly.
Well, that was one of the years where the Jets had like a actual roster jam going into the season. Would have been 22 or 23.
Thought he'd be better guy though. Like I don't.
Yeah, is he average? No,
you probably can't put him in average.
No, he didn't do enough. Like I would put Brandon Eccles, Matt, in that pretty average category.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Brandon Eccles did his job. Even the Tennessee game, he got the pick last year. He threw him out there. He did his job. Where did he end up going?
Did he go to the Steelers? That's a guess. Right. Yeah.
I think you're right.
Is that fucking your boy? Hamza?
It's Hamza. And I thought he'd be better. He's probably just a fringe roster guy. But I thought he'd be better.
I clearly, based on one of our last videos, where if you hadn't listened, Matt thought that Jamian Sherwood was Hamza Nasruddin, which was an all-time moment.
That was unbelievable.
Very, very funny. Oh, Matt, by the way, you like the I'm wearing your quarter zip that you got me.
Oh, yeah. There we go. I love that.
When I'm on
22. Go ahead.
When I'm on camera, I don't know which way to move stuff out of the way. So I keep trying to show you the Jets logo, but it's inverted. Anyway.
And James Morgan never played it down, so we can put him in the Ja'Kai play, even though they do a Hail Mary.
He did throw a Hail Mary. Did someone else throw a Hail Mary also in the preseason? Or I'm just thinking of Kenny Yeboah catching it is probably what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, and we need a little more bulk in the where second and third round receivers go to die. Yep. Elijah Moore, you could probably put in the thought he'd be better, all that good stuff, but we had the category for a reason. Elijah Moore, he actually didn't have a terrible year with Cleveland last year.
No, he's fine. He has a lot of catches, but
yeah,
fuck him forever. The Jets were on their first 3-game winning streak in 7 years from 2015 to 2022, and then he requested a trade after the game, which is a real thing that happened, and it's unbelievable. And then the Jets did the funniest thing ever and made him run a bunch of orbit routes in the backfield and just never gave him the ball.
9 times during that game. That was the Bills' home game?
Yes. It was so, and I made a compilation of it, and it's honestly one of the funniest videos ever of just him doing absolutely nothing and getting his cardio in, running in circles.
That's the type of thing when we have kids one day, and they're 10 or 11, they're going through old drafts. Dad, what happened with Elijah Moore? That story will be the first one we tell them.
I thought he was going to be very good, though, to be honest. But he has to be in that category. And let's put Mimsy in there.
Oh, Mimsy, definitely. Denzel Mims, man, the Chargers game.
We really thought Mims was going to be good, though.
Yeah, and I'll keep giving an excerpt. We have a friend named Brian. Brian Blood texted me during the draft and was like, "Bad pick." He's like, "Bad pick," and I was like, "No, you're out of your mind."
Well, that was a draft where there was 1 million receivers went, 12 receivers went, and then Mims. The Jets, what did they do? They traded back.
The Patriots.
They traded back to get Ashton Davis. Is that what happened?
I thought they traded down.
Right. And it was he was the last guy that got picked. Mims,
yeah.
Of the run-on receivers. Famously never had a touchdown with the Jets. He did catch a 2-point conversion So if you want to go back and pretend that it's a touchdown, it looks cool. But
Didn't
and
he
we were
catch a touchdown when there was a penalty?
probably. I don't remember that. He was good. He was actually productive in 2020, relatively. He averaged like 40 yards a game, and then 2022, Matt. Well, it was so frustrating. Remember, it was like he's got his last chance, and everyone was hurt, and then he just didn't do anything. He started 4 games.
He had the opportunity. And I remember tweeting out when they kept making him inactive in the beginning of that year.
Maybe it's 2021, man. I'm thinking of whatever. Either way, he started 3 games in 21 and 4 games in 22, and just didn't do much. So
I remember tweeting out like the classic, do the Jets know something that we don't? And I'm just like, show me. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I was dead wrong. But like,
yeah,
don't make him inactive every game. Like, just put him in. Like,
do you
you
remember
need your wide receiver help.
COVID? I had COVID in 2020. The Jets played the Chiefs, and Darnold just threw him a gorgeous, lofting, silky deep ball.
Yeah.
That's the end of that excerpt.
We thought Mekhi Becton would be a lot better, man. We did.
I thought he was going to be great, and Mekhi Becton actually was really good in 2020.
Great.
And then disappointingly, when he started in 2023, that's right. Yes, 2023, he was actually played, and he wasn't very good. And then, of course, tweets out, he's another fucking asshole. You know what? Like, these guys are such assholes where you tweet out, I am a right tackle in capital letters, and you go to the Eagles and play left guard. Like, fuck you. It's actually annoying.
Yeah. I remember where I was when he tweeted that. I was in the Poconos and I saw that tweet, and then saw the next day was like, if you're a left tackle, win the left tackle position.
You
And
remember where he was, like, JFK got shot.
yeah, where was I when Mekhi Becton tweeted, I am a left tackle?
What a shame, that.
Where do you want to put Jermaine? Good?
Yes.
Top end of good.
Yeah.
Man, imagine what it could have been. Like, even like the butterfly effect of, like, what if we just, all right, if Jermaine Johnson's healthy, is the wins above replacement like 3? No. Is it
12-5? No, it does. Early season injuries change things, Matt, especially if you struggle in that category for the rest of the season. Like, the Jets were not very rugged, and their defensive line struggled. So, like, when you're young defensive lineman who can have a breakout year, tears his Achilles, it does change things. I always think about 2016. Eric Decker got hurt in week 3, and the Jets season just went off the rails. And it's like, you can't go 4-12 because Eric Decker got hurt, but also it does not help, and it changes things.
Yeah, that was after we thought Brandon Marshall was out for the year in week 2.
Yes, week 2, 2016, Jets Bills, Thursday Night Football, Color Rush. That's one of the most underrated fun Jet games to go back and watch over the last.
Forte, 3 touchdowns.
That's right, 30 carries, 100 yards. Cool.
I
cool
love
stuff.
when I can pull one of these because I'm very good. I think in the 98 percentile.
Oh yeah,
and you are in the 100 percentile.
You're in the 100 percentile, Matt. This is we're tier ranking 74 guys on Saturday at 12:04 p.m. So you're in the whatever the percentile is.
Let's see.
The
Hey,
spectrum. Yeah.
a quick advertisement. Let's see who we picked up in fantasy baseball.
Oh, wow.
I know Anthony Santander is not playing.
That's the bank that I use. Are they playing a lefty? Oh, he's a switch hitter, no?
I don't even know.
Who did I get? Well, I got McNeil from you. I got Hassan Kim. Let's go.
All right. Zach Wilson, all-time bust. We didn't want to take him. They took him. We tried to buy him. We never liked him. He owns being bad in 2021. He ruined the 2022 season himself.
And 2023.
2023 was back. I can't blame him. He sucks. He's not good.
You can blame him.
Well,
it's also the GM, though.
Well, right. I don't blame him for ruining the 2023 season. I do blame him for 2022.
Yes, that is exactly accurate.
Yeah.
Yes, but he also did ruin 2023, but it's not technically his fault.
I don't know who the next guy is, Mike. I don't.
Is that P. Ryan?
No.
Oh, I thought it said 22. Is that
this is a defensive lineman. Is
that Deion Simon? I have no idea.
I don't think Deion Simon ever wore that uniform.
Who the hell is that? Is it hold on, what yeah, that's like the 20.
Is it Jonathan Marshall?
Oh wow.
I think it's Jonathan Marshall. No, it's not. Jonathan Marshall wore 96.
I'm looking through our drafts. Matt, I'm at a loss.
It has to be Jonathan Marshall. He might have. Is
Is
it
it him
Jabari
twice?
Zuniga? It's
Is
Jabari
it
Zuniga.
Jabari?
Yeah.
Well, it's not our fault. We never saw him.
Where does he
He
go? He
in the
played.
Ja'Kai Payne category. Did he play?
Yeah, he did. He definitely played.
What the fuck did he do? Are you sure he played?
I'm very confident he played.
He played. He had a sack. Oh, I actually kind of remember that was 2020. Weren't we like, oh, maybe he's gonna turn it?
The best Jabari Zuniga stat ever is I think he was the fastest 10-yard split amongst D linemen in that combine.
Wow.
And I was like, oh man, his get off is crazy. And he ended up running like a 4.9 and wasn't even like
Guy's a third round pick. Oh, I don't know. We don't have a good category for him. Fringe roster. I mean, he's probably just a fringe roster guy technically. But that third round pick, that is such a waste, Matt. Oh, is that what is that? Nathan Shepard?
Nathan Shepard. He
Honestly,
ended up being pretty average.
he's pretty average.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I mean, he was always scrutinized, kind of ridiculed player. But is that Bless?
That is.
I fucking love Bless Austin.
I thought he'd be better.
Put him in not sure yet. He can still get good. He's gonna turn it around.
The graphic people are gonna be furious when this comes out.
Oh, that's funny.
Lorenzo Malden.
Are we keeping him in that category?
No, we can't. We can't. We thought he'd be better.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Lobo.
Pinnock might be a fringe roster guy now that we're thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't remember thinking that Pinnock was going to be that good. Maybe after the fact, like after he left, there was more because he ended up being a pretty good player. But I don't remember thinking that. Lomo, maybe we thought he would be better.
Dude,
you have the best take on Lomo.
Before we had our Twitter account, I tweeted out.
Yep.
They should put Lorenzo Malden in like one of the
in a cage.
In like a shelter area where he could not leave. And then on third down, the door would open. He'd run on the field, get a sack, and then run back in until it's third down again. And I tweeted that out, and Lorenzo Malden retweeted it. Right, like I had like 10 followers, and I just tweeted it out, and he retweeted it. I was like, "That's a great idea."
So funny. He was not so unproductive, Matt. He had 6.5 sacks in 26 games. He had 4 sacks in 2015 when the Jets were good. So I'm surprised he never landed anywhere else. And he had an interception, which I have no recollection of. When the fuck did he have an interception?
He had a really scary injury, if you remember.
I
think Revis. What draft was Malden?
He's 20. He played 2015 and 16, so he's what?
So Revis had a pick, I think, against the Browns and had like a long return, and Malden got blindside blocked, and they had to cart him off the field. It was a very scary injury.
Jeez.
And I think we got to put Bryce Hall. I mean, he's pretty average, or we thought he'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, either one. Like, what? I like Bryce Hall. I have his fucking shirt, which is such a waste of money. I think we could put him in pretty average, or we thought he would be better. But like, do we need another category for like those kind of guys?
Probably.
You know, like Bless Austin. I mean, we could just put him in. We thought he would be better, but he was like he did his job. Like, what was he, a 5th round pick? And he was like,
yeah, you can't.
Games. Like, you know, I think we should put him in pretty average, or one more category, like mid round did his job.
Great call out.
You know,
add below.
This is just good work out of you. Navigating the tiers.
Does Shepard belong in this category too?
Yes, exactly. I think we have to put maybe Bless there. No? How many games did he actually start? I feel like I remember him being better than he actually was. I mean, Bless literally was the Jets starting corner for 2 years, which is ridiculous. 2019 and 2020. No wonder they
I remember I think it was the 2021 year where this is more Bryce Hall related. That Bryce Hall is the oldest cornerback on the team at like 24 years old.
Yeah, that was a bad quarterback room, Matt. And it's like, Salah, the Jets defense was really bad in 2021. I think they were like the 29th or 30th defense. And we're like, this guy's like defensive guru. Got to give credit to Salah. Turned it around. The defense was great in 22 and 23.
The next two are going to be hard to rank, in my opinion. We got Brees Hall on deck.
I think Brees has to go on the top of the good player.
Yeah. I don't think you can put him in elite.
No, we had this issue when we ranked the 2024 Jets. So,
yeah.
And it's a shame because Brees was on a fast track to elite status. The ACL doesn't help, Matt. That was a dark day in Denver, Matt. Brees and AVT went down. Dark.
He was when the Brees Hall trade rumors sparked before the draft, Denver was the one team that a lot of people said that they could be traded to. I'm like, I don't think he wants to play half his games in Denver.
That's right. It's traumatic, dude. Very
Where do you want to put Jamal?
This is the tough one, man. I think he has to go into elite. I don't know, like bottom tier elite, maybe top tier good. He was a complete asshole.
Can we make an asshole category and put Jamal and Elijah Moore in there?
We could.
And put Dylan Donahue in there.
Dylan Donahue, noted good guy.
Do you like the photo I use? I use it like a normal photo of everybody, but I put Dylan Donahue as like
his mugshot.
I thought it was at first, but I don't think he'd be wearing a Jets jersey in his mugshot.
Oh, is he wearing a Jets shirt? Listen, maybe he was wearing his jersey when he got pulled over.
Did he ever play?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
We can't put him in Ja'Kai play. He has to be a fringe roster guy.
Yeah, unfortunately. Dylan Donahue played 4 games. He did have 5 tackles. So he had a QB hit. It's a good use of a 5th-round pick. But Matt, Jamal was an elite player.
He definitely belongs there, but I just don't want to put him there.
I know.
Jamal Adams, friend of the program, who wants to come back to the Jets. I've talked with Jamal.
Yep.
He went on that Spaces too. So he didn't come on this show, even though he was invited.
It was pretty fucked up. We could have ranked it with him. I think we have to put him in elite, man. He was an all-pro team, like first team all-pro safety.
I think when I tweet out the graphic, I'm going to Photoshop an asterisk over his head to make myself feel better.
We have to do something. There has to be something. We can't let him get away with what he did.
Maybe like redacted, like put red redacted across.
Yeah, something like that, man, because it's just the way that he treated us was not appropriate with how we treated him. It was not reciprocal.
Fair.
Where
do you want to put Carter Warren?
We almost needed Carter Warren, Max Mitchell, but I think honestly, I think him and Max Mitchell might have to go into like mid-round. Did his job, but like, did he do his job? Like just physically being on the team and like playing sometimes.
I think Max Mitchell did his job more than Carter Warren did.
I agree. I would agree with that. Max Mitchell is the first guy off the bench. We could do like mid-round swing tackles that suck. Like I don't know.
I think he's a fringe roster guy. I honestly think Max Mitchell's better than Carter Warren.
I agree with you. They're both scary, but no one has good like 7th offensive lineman.
Yep. And if you've listened to our show and you've made it 40 minutes in, you know that we are Sam Darnold guys, and I think you just want to put him in the top of the. We thought he'd be better.
Of course. And it's just, and you know what? We were probably right because he is better than what he did. So.
And we thought Chris Herndon would be better.
Chris Herndon, how? He was so good, Matt, in 2018. So good. And he's another guy where the Jets do this thing, and I guess a lot of teams do this too, but like rookie player comes in, doesn't do anything the first like 4 to 4 weeks or so, and then like has then they start playing, and the NFL game's fast, I get it, but how did he not turn out to be good?
Gut punch, dude.
Because he got hurt in 2020. Or no, he missed like 2019, right? And then he came back in 2020 and just didn't do anything.
Yep.
Oh, man. What a shame. Parry.
No idea where to put him. No idea.
I mean, he's a fringe roster guy, probably, right?
Yeah.
He had an interception, Matt, that I believe, well, it had to be, he only played 1 year with the Jets. Wow. He had an interception, Matt, against the Lions, I believe. Was it? I don't know which game it was where he like was in and Todd Bowles didn't challenge the play and we flipped out.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
It was Monday Night Football now.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the back of the end zone, I got to find that clip. Todd Bowles has two of the most egregious non-challenges of all time, and the other one I always talk about it, which I'll never get over, is the Jets were playing the Chiefs in
Brandon Marshall.
2016. Brandon Marshall caught a touchdown. Todd Bowles, they called him out of bounds. Todd Bowles didn't challenge, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 6 interceptions in the game, and the Jets season went to shit.
Butterfly effect.
Butterfly effect, dude. That would have changed everything.
We got Sherwood. We got a good player.
Hamza, what a nice pick that was, Matt. You know?
Yeah, and he was very much in 2022 and 3. Like if someone were to go down, go out there, do your job, be fine, and then that was a huge question mark in 2024. And if you would have told me that he would have played at the level he did, I would have thought our defense would have been elite.
Yep.
And you obviously have a huge injury in Jermaine, but relatively pretty healthy year.
Wasted
and
a healthy year.
Didn't work. You kind of wasted a healthy year.
If you simulate the 2024 Jets season 1,000 times, they go 5-12 once. It's unbelievable.
It's very funny when I put together, like if you look at both number 75s here with Chuma Doga and Elijah Vera Tucker. Like Elijah Vera Tucker is like a beast in like a blocking stance, and Chuma Doga is like fat with his hands on his side.
Chuma Doga is the king of mid-round offensive tackle swing guys who suck.
Yeah, you got to throw
we almost need that category, but
you only 3 guys in there.
There's gonna be
or
3.
Would it be 4? Was Brandon Shell?
Oh, I liked Brandon Shell, but yeah, he sucks. I think was he a full-time starter one of those years?
In 2019, he was a starting right tackle.
Yeah. You know what, Matt? Brandon Shell.
He ended up being good in Seattle, I think.
He started for 3 straight years for the Jets. 2017, 18, and 19, he was the right tackle.
I definitely knew he did in 19. I forgot.
And then he started on the Seahawks in 2020 and 21, and then he started on the Dolphins in 2022, which I don't remember. But that guy, man, made 72 NFL starts. Got to give him credit.
So do we make another tier?
We could. I don't know where else we're going to put him.
We're running out of room.
We don't have to do it.
We could put Chuma in the fringe roster guy, and we'll put Brandon Shell probably in the mid-round.
Mid-round did his job for sure.
For sure.
He's got to be like the top of that category, which is, again, an indictment on our franchise.
And AVT, I feel like you can play him in good player for now.
Yep. AVT's had a weird career, but, he's one of those guys where he feels injury prone until, like, if he plays another, like, 16, 17 games this year, like, play your way out of that tag. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm just happy to have AVT, man.
And do you want Ashton Davis in the mid-round did his job, or do you want to sneak into pretty average after he had a couple good years?
I would put him in mid-round did his job. He definitely isn't. He made some impact plays. He's like the opposite. He just didn't do a lot of stuff and then will sometimes make a cool play.
Yeah.
I don't think he's very reliable, but he definitely did his job. You take him in the 3rd round. He's been on the team for how many years. Is he on the Jets now?
No.
Where is he?
No idea. He left.
I don't want to look. I don't feel like typing it in.
No, it's very funny is that I knew I couldn't pick Jonathan Marshall out of a lineup, so I put a photo of him with his nameplate.
So smart.
And he's probably a fringe roster guy because he did play.
Did he play? Did he have a sack?
Let's look it up.
Or maybe there was like, I don't know if there was like a stat in college. He had like a lot of production. There was someone made a case for Jonathan Marshall. He played 1 year in football.
Tackles and 1 QB hit.
Listen, you got to get to the quarterback to win football games. So 6th-round pick, not expecting much. That's what a ridiculous group of guys. Is that Darren Lee? Is that him dancing?
Yeah.
That was a fun game too. That was another color rush game against the Bills.
I thought that might be the Viking game. Could be the Bills game.
Yeah, is that the color rush jersey? I can't tell.
It is. They wore this for the Bills game. They had a Vikings game wearing these.
What the hell happened in that Vikings game?
It was the game where it was very windy.
Was that the game where like all of the Jets receivers were out? Like that in the Bears game? Is that 2018?
Yeah.
Yes. Chris Herndon had a touchdown, I believe.
Yep, and it was very windy. Sam did not play great. Trenton Cannon had like a long return or a swing catch or something during that
Yes, I
game.
think it was a swing catch, Matt. Train cat. Darren Lee.
Wait, we fucked up.
What do we do?
We put Braden Mann instead of Lachlan Edwards.
In is that Braden Man?
I put Braden Mann,
Lachlan is the old school jersey. Yeah,
and we thought Braden would be better. He belongs down here.
That's a great take, Matt. That is a great take. He was supposed to be terrific. Now the Jets cut Morstead, which was an interesting move, but I don't know. Listen, like youth movement. Who cares if your punter's 39?
Yep.
What does that do? He's not running around. I don't understand that move at all. Zerline had a great 2022 and 23 and ruined our franchise in 2024. So fuck him. But Morstead should be on the team, but that's fine. What do we do with Darren Lee? Pretty average. I mean, he's as bad value as the first round pick.
Very bad value.
Yeah.
I didn't even think he'd be that good. But I don't think you can put him that high. I think you had to put him in. Like if you do that, I think thought he'd be better. To be honest, I can't put him in pretty average.
No, yeah, he's not really an average player.
And then you could probably start filling in like Bryce Petty. We thought, he's a fringe roster guy. It's a good spot for him.
Yep. I never hated Bryce Petty. He tried when we got helicoptered against the Dolphins.
It's the greatest clip ever. It is the greatest.
He completed the pass.
Two people on that offense knew the snap count.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 2 people had one snap count. 9 had a different one, and the only 2 people that had was the center and like 1 guard.
And he got who was it? Like it was like Cameron Wake, like monstrous defensive end, destroys him. But he does complete the pass. One of the most impressive completions I've ever seen.
Did we rank Elijah McGuire yet?
Yes.
So I'm struggling here because
that's Train Cannon, number 32, I think. Or is that a defensive player?
That's, I think, Justin Burris.
Oh, dude, Justin Burris had a long interception return. They got like tackled by his own guy against the Browns. Bills? It might have been the Bills. Oh, he went to the Browns. You're right, Matt. You are 100% right.
I'm having a real Trent Cannon, I think, is here. But I think this is Elijah McGuire.
That looks Elijah McGuire. So where did we put the fake Elijah McGuire? That guy. Is that Pirine then?
That is Izzy Abanikanda.
Oh, that is Izzy. It's Palestine Abanikanda.
So he's probably a fringe roster guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then you put...
We have a category. We don't know who they are.
This is Trenton Cannon.
There he is. Is that Trenton Cannon?
This is 22. And then this is Elijah McGuire. This is a Jaguars game.
That one, the one you just said, is definitely Elijah McGuire.
This has to be Trenton Cannon.
Is it? Is that Pirine, Matt?
It is Pirine.
That's fucking Pirine, dude.
You're right. Because Trenton Cannon's 40.
Yes. Trenton Cannon, a weird number. Yes.
And that's just Trenton Cannon down here in the color rush against the Vikings.
That is Trenton Cannon. That is a good. Yes, exactly. All right, we got through our garbage running back contingency of the Jets' last 10 years. That's a lot of random bad running backs.
A lot. You can make a category for like bad running backs, bad swing tackles.
We could. We might just to break up this fringe roster guy.
Maybe we do that. Maybe we put it right here.
Yeah.
Under thought he'd be a starter.
Yeah.
Bad running back / swing tackles.
I love it, Matt. We gotta,
So we go Pirine.
There's Pirine.
Wire.
Yep.
Cannon. We bring Carter Warren.
Get Carter in there, Matt, immediately. And Chuma. There's Chuma.
Where the fuck is Carter Warren?
Carter Warren is number 97, right? Did he disappear?
Did we even rank him yet?
I thought we did.
Well, let's move Brandon Shell to did his job. We like him.
Brandon Shell really did his job, dude. Oh no, there's Shepard. You want to put Max Mitchell in the bad running back swing tackle or leave him up there? We could distinguish that he, was the best of those guys.
Yeah.
But man, where the fuck is I'm pretty sure we ranked Carter Warren, Matt.
I know.
The tier maker is not having it, dude.
Help me out here, tier. What are we doing?
Can you let's use AI to find him? All right, well,
Here it is.
there. How do we not? I just looked right there. I was looking right at it, Matt. I swear to God. Jeez. All right,
Like
we got to think about Max Mitchell.
It's 32 Justin Burris. I gotta confirm that.
I remember him having like a better career after, but I think he spells his name like an asshole too. Yeah, it's just on Burris. But you know, Matt, he went on to be a starting safety with the Panthers and the Browns. So
He was 32. Yep.
yeah.
Who's this other 31?
Oh wow, is that
Is that like Derek Jones?
I think it is, man. That's an unbelievable pull. And we're like, he's the next Cromartie because he was wearing number 31.
Now here's a guy that
There's another guy, the guy Jeremy Clark.
I put this guy's nameplate on his head during rookie minicamp, and I literally can't tell.
Which guy?
Jeremy Clark. I think this is Jeremy Clark, and he never played.
Yeah, I don't remember him doing anything.
He was a Michigan corner who had a torn ACL, and we drafted him in like late.
Jeremy Clark technically did play 2 games with the Jets, but he didn't do anything.
Jakai played.
Jakai played.
Like fringe roster guy, we need to get more down here in the Jakai play, but we'll keep going.
Yeah, let's see. Who else do we have? There's Foley. No?
Foley, good player.
Yeah, he was a good player. They actually should have signed him this year. Marcus May, good player.
Yep.
I think he's got to go.
We might need to delete the category of pretty average and put them in Eccles and Lachlan did their job mid round.
We could talk. We could talk. Let's finish just in case. JIC.
Darius Stewart, Jakai. No, he can't be.
No, we're second third. We're gonna go to die, Matt.
Yep. You're right.
Jordan Jenkins.
Pretty average.
Yes, but he's got to be the top of that list, Matt.
Yeah.
You know, Jordan Jenkins is actually pretty good, but he was like the best pass rusher for like a span of 6 years the Jets had, and he just isn't that. So, you know, but I think what did he have, an 8-sack year? Let's see. Yeah, Matt. Listen, 2018 and 2019, he combined for 15 sacks. That's a player right there. 22.5 sacks with the Jets.
Devin Smith.
Yep.
Where receivers go to die.
That was a shame because he could have been good.
I think the last good player we have here is Leonard Williams.
Right. And he was good, but he was a disappointment with the Jets. He had a crazy year this year, Matt. 11 sacks.
Really?
Yeah. He had 11.5 sacks 1 year with the Giants.
Huge pick against us that he took back.
He completely ruined that game.
All right, we got a few other. We got Zach Kuntz, fringe roster guy.
King of the fringe.
We got Nathan Shepard.
Who is the other guy we thought was Nathan Shepard then? Mid-round did his job. Who's that 97?
That is Nathan Shepard. Who could this be?
Is that also Nathan Shepard?
No.
That looks like Nathan Shepard. What number is that? Is that 97?
I'm nervous because I don't see Jarvis Harrison on here. And I don't know where he would have
What a sentence. This is very nerve-wracking to not have Jarvis Harrison.
Jarvis Harrison never played a game.
That guy's biceps look like Nathan Shepard. But then who would the other guy be? That guy also. But then Nathan Shepard wore that, like in the white picture, with the white uniform. He like wore that arm guard thing.
That is definitely Nathan Shepard.
Is this Deion Simon?
I think Deion Simon might be the 93 all the way to the right at the bottom.
Fuck. Shit. Oh man.
We got this. Deion Simon is the 93.
Okay, that's good. I'm looking through these drafts, Matt.
Deion
Is that
Simon,
Jarvis? Is it Jarvis Harrison? But he looks like
I don't think Jarvis Harrison wore that uniform.
He looks like a defender, yeah.
I'm nervous I put Jarvis Harrison in here somewhere when I shouldn't have, but maybe I missed him. Deion Simon, will put him in the fringe. He did play a full year. But did he do anything?
Deion Simon?
He does have a sack and a half.
He does? I don't remember that.
Yep.
He's
He had
fringe.
23 tackles.
Deion, dude. It's like a year.
Blake Cashman's tough because he ended up being good. He never played though. Like, thought he'd be better. Like,
I mean, he was a fringe roster guy with the Jets, but or you know what, we could make a thought he'd be worse category, but I don't
he
think
probably belongs here. Like,
yeah.
just to put him somewhere because he ended up being good.
Yeah.
Chad Hansen
unfortunately would go into the category right below where you're about to drop him, but he was a 4th round pick, so you have to put him in fringe.
Let's make it a 4th too. Let's throw 4th in there.
Yes. I agree. Jordan Leggett, dude.
Jordan Leggett.
That's my boy. I always loved Jordan Leggett, but
we have to put Jerome Peak in the thought he'd be better category.
100% that's our boy.
We met him at training camp. We've told the story probably 100 times, and I dapped him up. He autographed whatever I was holding, and I said, "You haven't reached your peak yet." And he just stared at me and then walked away.
We're like, you're gonna have 80 catches, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. He's like, all right, guys.
So the 97 that we can't figure out, he is definitely a defensive lineman.
I'm looking through all the drafts, Matt, and I think it's just Nathan Shepard twice, to be honest.
Okay.
Which I'm happy to have 2 Nathan Shepards. Because who else could it be? It's not Foley. It's not. There's no one in 2017. There's no one in 2016. Deion Simon, but then like.
No, yeah, it's 2 Nathan Shepards. We're gonna go.
Yeah, because that guy, we got Jarvis Harrison. That was right.
I don't think we have Jarvis Harrison on the list.
I thought he was. Who was 93?
Deion Simon. I probably put Nathan Shepard twice and forgot Jarvis Harrison.
That I'm looking at Jarvis Harrison's picture. It kind of looks like that.
We'll put him in the fringe. Jarvis Harrison would never have worn that uniform, though.
No, you're right.
We'll keep him off. We got Trevor Noesco as a fringe guy, and
hold on. Jarvis Harrison was 2015, Matt.
Yeah, he couldn't have worn this.
No. I think he might be the 93 fringe roster guy.
Let's look it up.
But 93 is not an offensive lineman's number. No, it doesn't make sense.
Deion Simon wore 93.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Mr. Hackenberg.
Oh, it is Jarvis Harrison.
Which one?
That photo I took.
93?
No, the bottom left.
Okay, good.
No, what happened though? It's one of those things that, like, you probably can't see it. It's on Google Images as Jarvis Harrison, but that's not him.
Oh,
like it can't be him because Jarvis Harrison wasn't on the 2019 team.
That's so funny.
So Hackenberg is an all-time bust.
Hackenberg is really is just awful. What happened? You can't draft a quarterback in 2nd round; they never play.
Nope.
After you pass on Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's probably so pissed he's not at a massage parlor right now.
Dude, we made it an hour in ranking.
It's pretty good.
74 guys. Want to do them in the tier now?
Yeah, I think we should try to fiddle around with it, you know?
I like Sauce being in the top end. I like Quinnen. I like Garrett. And then I like Jamal.
That's the order. Garrett has the potential for more. I'm sad. I hope Garrett can reach 1,000 yards this year, Matt.
He'd be 4 in a row. I
hope he can. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect with the Jets offense.
I know.
It could be great. It could be like consistently moving the ball because you're running a lot. I don't know. Now the good category is very interesting, Matt.
I think
is tough to rank.
I think Olu should be at the bottom of good, and Tippmann, if you haven't seen it.
Maybe put Tippmann right next to him.
Yep.
Michael Carter was really terrific 2 years ago, but last year was a bad year for him, Matt.
Yep.
He fucked us last year. I know he got hurt, but
then maybe we go Sherwood, AVT.
I think AVT might be better than Marcus May.
I like it.
And I think Foley might have to go all the way at the bottom, Matt. All the way at the bottom. I don't know what you think.
I think Foley should probably go ahead of Olu for now.
That's fine until we see more of Olu.
We got Williams, McDick, Jermaine, and Brees Hall.
Wow, I'm just glad that those guys are, other than Williams, on the team. Like Leonard Williams made a Pro Bowl with the Jets, but was underwhelming and had like some bad. Like the year when they traded him to the Giants, he had literally a half of a sack in 15 games. Like is he below AVT as a Jet? It's very close. It's marginal, as they say.
I think it's fine the way we have it.
I like this. I like Brees at the top. Pretty average, Matt. Listen, again, I do like it. I do think there is a difference, but the Eccles is throwing me off. Like, what's the difference between Eccles and Ashton Davis?
I think there is more bad with Ashton Davis than Eccles.
That is a good point. I was staring at that list. I think we should move Brandon Shell up, and maybe Ashton Davis up. No. Like in that category.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we didn't. And Shepard was fine. Like maybe Max Mitchell last.
Yep.
You could swap Bless and Shepard if you'd like, but
I'm fine with that.
Wait, who the fuck's the first guy?
Bryce Hall.
Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah. I do like that. I like to have those two different categories. I think Jordan Jenkins did enough for this franchise. He deserves to have a different category. They do. You know, Matt, it's 15 sacks, dude, in 2 years.
We think Lachlan belongs in pretty average, if we're being honest.
I
don't buy it.
Mid-round.
He played his contract out.
Yeah. Where would we put him?
Mid-round pick that did his job.
Was he a mid-round pick?
Yeah, he was like a 6th rounder, I think.
That's mid. Like that. Man, not sure if we like him. But Olu doesn't deserve to be in that category. He's already good. And we're not doing the 2020, so it'll be all the 2025 guys. That's fine. But we needed that category because you can't put. Where else would those guys go? Thought he'd be better. Maybe let's move Michael Carter up.
He's ahead of Ruckert.
Man, Herndon's sad. This is a sad. If you want to just get upset, you just look at this category.
Like, this should be the Jason Morrow. Like, thought he'd be better at Jason Morrow.
Yes, Matt. I really like that. I really do like that.
And then
Jason Morrow not turn out, man.
This is a fun category to rank. RB and swing tackles. Like, technically, Elijah McGuire might have the most like counting stats of the running backs.
He did. He was the most substantial player in this category. Do we want to move Max Mitchell there, or do we want to reward him and keep him up there?
He belongs here. He's at the top end of this category.
He does. It just looks right. If we have this category, we have to put him in.
Yeah.
You know? I really like that category, Matt. I'm glad we did that.
Yep. And then we'll rank the fringe roster guys last. We'll go to Elijah Moore was the best of the receivers for sure.
Far.
Corley don't know yet.
Right.
Denzel. Devin Smith probably ahead of our Darius Stewart, definitely.
For sure.
And then Chad Hansen. Chad Hansen's probably ahead of
Chad Hansen ended up playing that whatever, like, was that last year?
The Texans, right?
Yes.
I think it was 2 years ago.
It was 2020? Jesus Christ. It was 5 years ago. But he did play. He played 5 games and he had 230 yards. But the Devin Smith, man, what a shame because he looked like he was going to be good too. He had that touchdown. What game did he have the touchdown in 2015? Was it like a Dolphins game? It was a big game. I mean, all those games were important. Oh, but he just couldn't play. And then remember he came back with the Cowboys and had like a long touchdown or something. And people were like, "Oh, he's back," and then he just went away.
Yeah. And then
we can't rank the Ja'Kai play because they didn't all play.
Well, I like Cam Clark. Well, Ja'Kai play owns the starting spot. I liked Cam Clark. I like Travis. I didn't like Jalen Key. I hated Jalen Morgan.
James Morgan's a
Jeremy
scumbag.
Clark.
Yeah, fuck
Whatever.
those guys. And then I think we should put Hackenberg. Hackenberg is more of a bust than Zach Wilson.
I don't agree. And I know he never played.
You don't think so? Well, no. Zach Wilson is much more detrimental to our franchise for sure.
That's what I want. He deserves the bottom of it. Bottom.
Yes, Zach Wilson destroyed our franchise for years. If Mike White was the quarterback from 2021 to 2023, the Jets most likely make the playoffs one of those 3 years.
Yeah.
And not 2021, they sucked, but I'm just saying in that same span.
We probably don't have to rank the fringe roster guys, to be honest. They're all kind of the same.
Yeah, unless there's anyone that we need to go up top. I don't think so. I think their fringeness embarks upon itself, Matt.
All right, I took a picture to make the graphic. I'll also take a double picture of my phone because I'm afraid of losing it.
Yes.
And then
I need to remake this.
Wow, an hour-long video. I thought we did it quicker than I thought. I do want to make real quick though for the graphic, like what will pop on the YouTube. So we can start like moving guys around now just to do the graphic. But I want to put so it'll start with Sauce being like the top guy, an elite category. Right. Then I want to have the good player nobody cares about. Maybe we put like fringe roster guys. I'm trying to make the graphic look good.
We should definitely have the Ja'Kai Polite. We should definitely have the all-time busts.
Yeah.
And maybe like the thought he would be better. Like those are the more interesting categories.
Yeah, I could probably get away with doing 5.
Yeah.
I think the graphic would work.
I was going to play Matt online.
I'm gonna post about this like once a week or once a day to get. Who do you want to be the poster child for each of these? Obviously, we want Ja'Kai Polite to be the poster child.
Yes. Should we put
Hackenberg or Zach Wilson?
It's a tough one. I don't know. What do you think would be more?
I like Zach Wilson. Fuck him.
Yeah. Elijah?
Yep.
Unless we want to put like a Devin Smith just so the era is more.
Yep, I like that idea.
You know what I mean?
Where did I just move him to?
Devin Smith. There he is.
Do you want to keep Sam?
Yeah, it's got to be Sam.
Wow. Well,
great graphic, Matt.
I want to give credit to anybody who made it this far. So if you did make it this far, DM both of us on Twitter. We'll make sure to follow you back. We'll thank you for doing it. Also, go ahead, hit subscribe. We're going to try to keep making videos like this. It took a little bit longer than I thought to pull all this together in the tier maker. But we got it done. All right.
That was fun.
Very fun. Thanks for watching, Mike. I will talk to you later, buddy.
All right, my friend. Go Jets.